The space station shimmered under the light of a distant sun, its metal walls reflecting the colors of the nearby nebula. For the crew of Station Vera, life was usually routine. Cargo ships came and went, traders bargained over exotic goods, and the occasional Imperial patrol passed by, reminding everyone that order still ruled the galaxy. But that day, something extraordinary happened. A blip appeared on the station's sensors that no one could explain. At first, the readings seemed impossible. A vessel, large and familiar, was emerging from deep space, one that had been declared lost decades ago. The USS Horizon. Its disappearance had been a mystery, haunting Earth's space fleet for years. Hundreds of search missions had failed, and the story of the Horizon had become a legend among spacefarers. And now, here it was, moving calmly toward the station, as if it had never been gone. Captain Mira Talon, the commander of Station Vera, stood at the observation deck, her hands pressed against the cool glass. "It can't be," she whispered to herself. Her heart raced. Every sensor on the station confirmed the impossible. The Horizon was back, and it was operational. "Captain," said Lieutenant Rian Orvek, her second in command, pointing at the readings. "The energy signatures, they're unlike anything in the Empire's database. This isn't just a ship. It's alive." Somehow, Mira's eyes narrowed. "Prepare a team. We board at once. And notify Imperial Command. I want scientists, engineers, and security ready. We don't know what we're dealing with." The Horizon drifted closer, its surface smooth and dark, yet shimmering with faint lines of energy that pulsed softly. It looked almost like a living thing, breathing in space. Docking clamps extended automatically as if the ship already knew what to do. The station's docking bays opened with mechanical precision, welcoming the lost vessel back home. As the boarding team prepared, rumors spread across the station like wildfire. Traders stopped their deals, children of the station peeked at the docking bay, and even the Imperial officers paused, exchanging whispers. The Horizon was more than a ship returning. It was a mystery, a puzzle that no one had answers for. Mira, Rian, and a team of engineers and security officers entered the Horizon. The interior was unlike anything they had seen before. Its walls were smooth and metallic, but covered with glowing glyphs and patterns that shifted when viewed from different angles. The air smelled faintly of ozone, and soft lights pulsed gently, almost like a heartbeat. Dr. Lara Voss, the chief scientist, examined a control panel. "These symbols, they're not human, not any alien race we've cataloged, but somehow, they respond to our touch." She waved her hand over a glowing panel, and it flickered before displaying a holographic map of unknown star systems. The boarding team pressed deeper into the ship. The corridors were clean, silent, and strangely warm. Security scanners detected no life signs, but Mira felt an odd presence, as if the ship itself were aware of them. Then, they found the crew. In the central chamber, perfectly preserved, were the Horizon's original crew. Decades should have passed, but they looked unchanged. Their uniforms immaculate. They were awake, yet confused, as if they had just stepped out of cryosleep. Their eyes held questions they could not ask. Lieutenant Rian took a cautious step forward. "Commander, they're alive. But how?" Mira's voice was calm, though her mind raced. "We'll find out. Carefully. Everyone. We move slowly. No sudden actions." Dr. Voss approached one of the crew members, a young man named Enric Dallin, who had been missing for 20 years. "Can you remember anything? How you survived?" Enric shook his head. I remember drifting, lost, and then light. Everything else is gone." His eyes flicked toward a glowing wall panel. We learned things, but I don't know how to explain. The ship, it changed us." Mira exchanged a glance with Ryan. Something had happened out there in the unknown reaches of space, something beyond human understanding. As the team explored, they discovered technology that defied explanation. Energy shields folded and unfolded with perfect symmetry, adapting instantly to pressure and temperature changes. propulsion system suggested faster-than-light travel that bent space itself. Devices hummed with intelligence, responding to commands without spoken instructions. Dr. Voss's mind whirled. This could change everything. If we understand even a fraction of it, Earth could leap ahead by decades, maybe centuries. But not everyone was calm. Imperial officers whispered about claiming the ship as their own. Traders imagined the fortune in selling the secrets of the horizon, and somewhere in the shadows, unknown eyes watched, taking note of humanity's sudden rise. In the midst of wonder, a faint alarm echoed through the horizon. A soft, melodic tone that seemed alive, pulsing with urgency. Enric and the other crew members looked at each other nervously. The ship. "It's trying to tell us something," Enric said. "There's a warning. Something beyond." Mira's eyes narrowed. "We'll follow it. But carefully. No reckless moves. If this ship has survived decades in unknown space, we'll need its guidance and its knowledge to understand what's out there." As the horizon's systems lit up, projecting holographic star maps and strange symbols, the team realized the enormity of what had returned. This was more than a ship. This was a message, a challenge, and perhaps a glimpse of humanity's place in the wider universe. The crew of Station Vera, along with the Horizon's original team, began to study the ship and its technology. But the deeper they went, the more they realized the universe was bigger, stranger, and more dangerous than they had ever imagined. By the time the sun set behind the nebula, the Horizon floated at the station's docking bay, humming softly. Its secrets were locked, its crew confused but alive, and its presence had already begun to change the way humanity saw itself. In the quiet moments before night fell, Captain Mira Talon stood at the observation deck again. She whispered, almost to herself, "We have returned. But I think the universe is watching us now, and I'm not sure we're ready." Little did she know, this was only the beginning. The Horizon had come back with knowledge that even the Empire could not explain. And humanity's path was about to change forever. The Horizon had been docked at Station Vera for 3 days, and the station was buzzing with activity. Scientists, engineers, and officials from multiple species had been granted permission to study the ship, though they were under strict supervision by Captain Mira Talon and her crew. Still, excitement mixed with tension. Everyone knew that what the Horizon carried could change the galaxy forever. Dr. Lara Voss paced in the central lab, her eyes glued to a holographic display. The ship's systems were unlike anything she had ever studied. Energy flowed through circuits that seemed alive, and devices responded to thought-like commands. The Horizon itself seemed to anticipate human actions, adjusting automatically. This is incredible," Lara said, barely breathing as she examined a small device that generated a self-sustaining energy field. "It's clean, stable, and incredibly efficient. If we can replicate even a fraction of this, it will revolutionize energy production on Earth." Enric Dalen, one of the Horizon's crew, leaned against a console, observing the humans studying their ship. "You don't understand yet," he said softly. "The ship doesn't just work for you. It works with you. You have to think like it. Feel its purpose. Feel its purpose." Lieutenant Rian Orvek frowned. "You mean it's sentient?" Enric shook his head. "Not exactly. But it responds. It adapts. And it will warn you if danger is near. The ship has protected us for years. It saved our lives more than once. And it can do the same for you." Meanwhile, rumors of the Horizon's return had reached Imperial Command. A fleet of officers arrived at the station, demanding access to the ship. "Captain Talon," said Admiral Kor, his uniform gleaming with medals, "you must hand over this vessel and its crew. The Empire has a right to understand and control this technology." Mira's expression remained calm. "Admiral, the Horizon returned to humanity. We will cooperate with scientific research and trade, but under no circumstances will we allow it to be weaponized without our consent." The Admiral's eyes narrowed. "Do not test me, Captain. The Empire's reach is long, and patience is short. Mira simply nodded. We are not testing you. We are protecting our people. That is our duty. The first demonstration of the Horizon's technology began the next day. Scientists and engineers gathered in the docking bay as the crew prepared the ship's energy shield system. Lara activated the controls, and a thin, blue dome extended around a cargo container. It shimmered, bending light in strange ways, and then adapted in real time as weights and pressure were applied to it. Notice the shield adapts instantly, Lara explained. It senses stress and distributes energy where it is needed. It is smarter than any defense system we currently have. Enric and the other Horizon crew members watched with quiet satisfaction. It's simple if you understand the principle, Enric said. Energy follows thought, or intention. The ship reads both. Next, they tested the propulsion system. Engineers activated a small engine, and the craft accelerated instantly. Faster than any vessel in the station. The engine bent space slightly, allowing movement without the strain of traditional acceleration. Objects in its path were unaffected, yet the ship moved with astonishing speed and precision. The crowd was silent, then erupted into gasps. A small robot sent to study the movement had its sensors overwhelmed by the sudden change in space curvature. We have never seen this, said one alien engineer. This is impossible, Rian turned to Mira, eyes wide. Captain, they're calling it impossible because it is. We're seeing technology centuries ahead of anything in the Empire. Mira nodded slowly. And humanity built it. Or at least learned from it. That is what matters. But not everyone was impressed by human ingenuity alone. Shadowy observers from other empires and independent factions began to arrive at the station, sending emissaries and spies. The station's usual calm was replaced with whispered plotting, hidden weapons, and secret deals. Everyone wanted control of the Horizon. Dr. Voss realized the importance of caution. We have to move carefully, she told Mira. If the wrong people get access to this technology, it could mean war. The Empire is strong, but there are others who would use this without restraint. Mira nodded, her mind racing. We protect it. First from those who would misuse it, then from those who would try to destroy it. The Horizon's knowledge must belong to humanity first. While research continued, the Horizon crew began sharing fragments of their experience beyond known space. They spoke of a civilization older than the galaxy itself. One that had mastered physics, energy, and even life itself. This civilization had tested them, teaching them secrets that humans could barely comprehend. We saw worlds made of energy, said Enric, eyes distant. We learned to move faster than light, to create shields that could withstand suns, to think in ways that our minds were never designed for. But the test was not just about knowledge, it was about choice, and we passed. Choice? Lara asked. The galaxy, or the universe, watches, Enric said. It tests species, and when it chooses, it allows them to step forward. Humanity, you are at the start of something, but you must prove yourselves. The words unsettled everyone. A silent fear grew alongside excitement. Humans were no longer alone, and the universe itself seemed to recognize their potential. The first real test came sooner than expected. An unknown fleet of vessels appeared near the station, large, sleek ships that pulsed with energy and moved with terrifying speed. Sensors could not identify them. Their technology was strange, and their intentions unknown. Panic spread through the station as alarms blared. Mira ordered calm. Everyone, stay in position. The Horizon crew, prepare the shields. Scientists, assist as needed. We do not provoke them. We survive. Enric stepped forward, touching the ship's hull. It's all right, the Horizon will guide us. The shields activated, expanding outward, folding energy into layers that adjusted as the unknown ships approached. The attackers fired, but their weapons had little effect. The shield absorbed and redirected energy, creating a display of brilliant light that lit the station like a second sun. "Look at that," one Imperial officer whispered. "It's adapting." Rian smiled grimly. "This is what I meant when I said humans are unpredictable. The Empire's best cannot match this. And yet, it's just the start." The attackers eventually withdrew, scanning the horizon with what seemed like curiosity rather than hostility. Their ships disappeared into the darkness, leaving the station in awe and fear. Mira turned to Enric. "What were they?" Enric shook his head. "We don't know. But they are aware of the ship's power. And they are watching. Always watching." In the following days, humanity's reputation began to change. Other species came to respect, fear, and even admire the humans aboard the horizon. Traders offered gifts, scholars requested guidance, and the Empire began to reconsider its approach. Humanity had stepped into a wider galaxy and proved that ingenuity, adaptability, and courage could rival raw strength. Captain Mira, standing once again on the observation deck, looked at the stars beyond the station. "This is only the beginning," she whispered. "We have the horizon. We have knowledge. But the universe is testing us. And I am not sure what will come next." Enric placed a hand on the railing beside her. "You are ready. Humanity is ready. The ship chose to return. You survived. And soon, you will discover why the universe watches you." As night fell on Station Vera, the horizon's glow illuminated the docks, a silent promise of what humanity could achieve. The galaxy had taken notice, and for the first time, humans understood that their greatest battles were not just against enemies, they were against the limits of understanding itself. The calm at Station Vera did not last long. Rumors of the horizon's return had spread faster than light. Traders, scientists, and diplomats came from distant systems, but not all visitors had peaceful intentions. Shadow fleets lurked at the edges of sensor range, and whispers of war circulated among the station's inhabitants. Captain Mira Talon walked along the observation deck, eyes scanning the stars. She could feel the tension in the station like a living thing. The horizon, docked nearby, pulsed softly with its unique energy, almost as if it were aware of the growing danger. Lieutenant Rian Orvek approached, his face tight. "Captain, sensors have picked up several fleets moving in our direction. The Empire isn't the only one interested. These ships, they're fast, and their weapons are unlike anything recorded." Mira nodded. "We protect the horizon. That is our priority. Everything else comes second. Ready the crew. We will show the galaxy that humanity cannot be intimidated." In the horizon's central chamber, Enric Dalen and the other original crew worked with the humans to prepare defenses. "The ship will follow our intentions," Enric explained. "It senses strategy, logic, and creativity. If we act with clarity, it will amplify us." Dr. Lara Voss studied a glowing panel. "I've never seen adaptive technology like this. It learns instantly, predicts attacks, and can manipulate energy in ways that defy physics. If we coordinate properly, the horizon could defend not just itself, but the entire station." Mira placed her hand on the ship's hull. "We don't just survive. We prove that humanity deserves its place in the galaxy. Enric, prepare the crew. Rian, alert all station personnel. Everyone else, be ready for anything." The first wave arrived at dusk. Sleek, black vessels cut through space, weapons charging, and engines glowing. Their appearance alone caused fear. Their technology was unknown, and their numbers were overwhelming. But the humans did not panic. They moved with precision, calm under pressure. The horizon's energy shields expanded, folding around the station in layers that seemed alive. Beams of light pulsed outward, redirecting the incoming fire harmlessly into space. Enric shouted instructions to the crew. "Focus. Think like the ship. Adapt. Do not react blindly," and the horizon responded. It bent space slightly, creating illusions that misled the attackers. Moving faster than their sensors could track, weapons that should have destroyed the station were absorbed or reflected back, not as attack, but as a show of control. "Look at that," Rian whispered to Mira. "The ship. It's almost alive. It predicts them before they act." Mira's eyes narrowed. "This is human ingenuity, Lieutenant. The horizon only works because we think differently. We adapt, we create, we survive." The attackers realized that raw power would not win. They adjusted, firing in patterns designed to confuse the ship. But every time, the horizon adapted instantly. It learned from each strike, predicting and countering with speed and precision that astounded the onlookers. From the station, humans and aliens alike watched in awe. Even the Empire's fleet paused, sending their own envoys to study the battle. For the first time, everyone understood that humans were not weak or insignificant. They were unpredictable, brilliant, and capable of mastering forces that even the strongest empires could not control. Enric turned to Mira. "This is the proof. Humans can rise beyond expectation. The universe has been watching. And now, we show that we are ready." The battle reached its climax as the largest enemy vessel, a ship larger than the horizon itself, advanced directly toward the station. Its weapons were massive, capable of obliterating entire decks. Mira gave the order. Now, the horizon bent space like never before. Its shields expanded, creating a twisting barrier of energy that redirected the massive weapons harmlessly past the station. Then, with a controlled pulse, it sent a wave of energy toward the enemy ship. Not to destroy, but to disable its systems temporarily. The attackers were stunned, their ships malfunctioning as if the laws of physics had shifted against them. From the observation deck, Captain Mira and Lieutenant Rian watched as the enemy fleet began to retreat, unwilling or unable to continue. The humans had defended themselves without slaughter, demonstrating intelligence, skill, and restraint. When the battle ended, the station was silent except for the low hum of the horizon. Mira turned to the crew. "Today, we did more than survive. We showed the galaxy that humanity is not to be underestimated. We used our minds, our creativity, and our courage to defend what is ours. Remember this moment. Humanity has arrived." Dr. Voss looked around, still in awe. They underestimated us, all of them. They thought power alone would rule. But we showed them intelligence, strategy, and cooperation matter more than firepower. Enric smiled faintly. "This is only the beginning. The galaxy is watching. Other civilizations will approach. Some will seek friendship, others, competition. But humanity now has proof. We can stand among the stars." In the following days, diplomats and scientists from across multiple star systems arrived at the station. They brought gifts, requests for alliances, and curiosity. Humanity's reputation spread like wildfire. The Empire, once arrogant and confident, began to reassess their policies toward Earth. Other species began to treat humans with respect, cautious admiration, and sometimes fear. The Horizon crew helped integrate some of their technology safely, ensuring that humanity could benefit without triggering panic or war. Humans began exploring new star systems, testing the limits of their ingenuity, and forming alliances with civilizations they had only dreamed of knowing. Mira stood once again at the observation deck, looking at the stars stretching endlessly ahead. She felt pride, but also responsibility. The Horizon had returned not just with technology, but with a lesson. Humanity's potential was vast, and the universe would test them at every step. Rian joined her quietly. "Do you think we're ready?" Mira smiled faintly. "We have to be. The galaxy is bigger and stranger than we imagined. But we have something no one else does. Curiosity, courage, and the will to adapt. That is our greatest weapon." Enric approached from behind, placing a hand on the rail. "The ship chose to return to you, Captain. Humanity survived the test, and the universe has taken notice. You are ready for what comes next." As night fell on Station Vera, the horizon's soft glow bathed the docks in gentle light. The humans had defended their place in the galaxy, proven their brilliance, and earned respect from allies and rivals alike. But above all, they had learned something vital. True strength was not in dominating others, but in intelligence, creativity, and unity. The horizon prepared for its next mission. Beyond the station, unknown stars awaited exploration, mysteries to solve, and challenges to overcome. Humanity had proven itself, but the universe was vast and full of surprises, and for the first time, humans faced the future not as weaklings, but as equals among the stars. The last thing Mira did before leaving the observation deck was to look at the horizon. She whispered softly, almost to herself, "Thank you for returning. Together, we will discover what lies beyond." And with that, the humans, led by the horizon, began a new era, one in which their ingenuity, courage, and resilience would echo across the galaxy, inspiring awe and respect wherever they traveled.